Om Shanti and a very good morning. Let's take a couple of moments before we get into listening to the learnings that Baba has to impart to us today to this Murli. Today's Murli is dated 26th August 1984, and the title of today's Murli is In Order to Attain Success According to Your Aim, perform every task for service instead of for selfish motives. Today, Baba is seeing a Trimurti meeting, a meeting of the Sun of Knowledge, the Moon of Knowledge, and the Stars of Knowledge is taking place. This Trimurti meeting of the Brahmin world especially takes place under the canopy of Madhuban. A meeting of the Moon and the stars takes place in the galaxy of the sky. Your meeting both the Sun and Moon takes place under this unlimited canopy of Madhuban. When you meet both of these, you stars receive a special blessing of power from the Sun of Knowledge and a special blessing of love from the Moon of Knowledge, through which you become lovely and you become lighthouses. Let both these powers be constantly with you. These two blessings from the Mother and the Father make you into constant embodiments of success. All of you are such elevated stars of success. You stars of success are going to give everyone the message to become stars of success. Whatever task souls of any department carry out, the main aim of all of them is to be successful in their task. Why do they want success? Because they believe that everyone should attain peace and happiness through them. Whether they do this with a selfish motive of earning a name for themselves, or they do it with temporary facilities, their aim for the self and for others is to attain peace and happiness. Why do they want success? Because they believe that everyone should attain peace and happiness through them. Whether they do this with a selfish motive of what? Of earning a name for themselves, or they do it with temporary facilities, their aim for the self and for others is to attain peace and happiness. The aim of all of them is fine, but because of their own selfish motives, they are unable to fulfill their aim. It is because there is a difference between their aim and the qualifications needed for that aim that they are unable to attain success. Tell such souls the easy way to attain their main aim. The aim is to give peace and happiness to others, but it fails because of their own selfish motives. So Baba says, tell such souls the easy way to attain their main aim is by changing a word slightly. Which word? The word through which you will attain the mantra of success, which is instead of selfish motives, that is swarth, let it be for everyone's service. Seva ka seva arth. Sarva ka seva arth. The mantra is moving from swarth to sarva ka seva arth. So let it be for everyone's service, not for your selfish motives. Because selfish motives takes you away from your aim. The thought of doing something for the sake of service easily enables you to attain your aim successfully. When the purity in the thought, in the speech, and the actions is that of doing something for the sake of service, then it easily enables you to attain your aim successfully. But to start with, it is the thought of doing something for the sake of service. When you are an instrument for any Lokik or alokik task, you will easily attain success and contentment in your individual task. Relate the mantra of the difference of this one word to those of all wings, that is, of all departments. All the sorrow, suffering, upheaval, and the many different type of chaos all over the world are because of this one word, that is swarth, selfish motives. All the sorrow, suffering, upheaval, and the many different types of chaos all over the world are because of swarth. This is why the intention to serve has finished. From seva, it has moved to swarth. That is the reason the intention that people around us attain peace and happiness is finished. Whatever someone's occupation is, whenever he begins his task, what thought does he have? He has the thought of serving altruistically. To start with, the thought is to serve. However, whilst moving along, his aim and the qualifications for it change. So, no matter which vice comes, the main reason or the seed of it is selfish motives. If you take a moment and go back to the vices, the vikars, the journey starts with purity, with divinity. But somewhere Maya takes over, and either there is anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego, or any of the other vices, it takes over. So no matter which vice comes, the main reason or the seed of it is one of the motives which come out of attachment, out of Maya. Therefore, go and give everyone the key to success in fulfilling their aim. People, anyway, generally present others with a key. So all of you are going back to present everyone with the key of success. People give everything else, but no one gives others the key to their treasures. If you look in the Lokik world as well, people may give everything. Even in Lokik families, they will give everything, but there will be this one key to their treasure which they will keep with their own. They will not give it to anyone. You go and give them something no one else gives. That is the key to how people can attain peace and happiness around you. When they receive the key to all treasures, their success is guaranteed. Acha, today Baba has just come to meet all of you. You will continue to receive the tilak of sovereignty for 21 births, and you have already received from Bab Dada the tilak of awareness on the day of the naming ceremony of the confluence age. Brahmins are those who wear a tilak of awareness, and deities are those who wear a tilak of sovereignty. Brahmins are those who wear a tilak of awareness, and deities are those who wear a tilak of sovereignty. The middle form is the angelic form, and their tilak is a tilak of the perfect form, that is, a tilak of the equal form. What tilak would Bab Dada apply to you? A tilak of being an embodiment of perfection and equality. And he would give you a crown decorated with the jewels of all specialities. What tilak would Bab Dada apply to you? A tilak of being an embodiment of perfection and equality. And he would give you a crown decorated with the jewels of all specialities. You are the angelic forms who have such a tilak and crown, and are the elevated souls who are always seated on the throne of being double light. Bapdada is celebrating the ceremony with this Alokik decoration. You are wearing your crowns, are you not? The crown, tilak, and throne. This is a special ceremony. All of you have come to celebrate a ceremony, have you not? Acha, Bapdada is garlanding all the stars of success of this land and abroad with the garland of success. You are the special souls who have a right to success every cycle, not only in this birth or in this kalpa, but you are the special souls who have a right to success in every cycle. This is why success is your birthright every cycle. Constantly continue to fly with this faith and intoxication. Success is your birthright. Constantly continue to fly with this faith in intoxication. All of you children systematically enable your garlands of remembrance and love to reach the Father every day with a lot of love. In copying this, devotees definitely garland their deities every day. Children who are lost in true love definitely garland Bap Dada every day at Amrit Vela with garlands of very beautiful jewels of elevated thoughts of love and of spiritual roses. Children who are lost in true love at Amrit Vela, they definitely garland Bap Dada with garlands of very beautiful jewels of elevated thoughts filled with love and of spiritual roses. Therefore, Bap Dada is decorated with the garlands of all the children. The first thing that devotees do is to decorate their special beloved deities with a garland. Look at those souls who have been practicing their religions. They would get up, they would freshen up, have a shower, cleanse themselves, go to the temple or the puja room and clean everything. And they would decorate their special beloved deities with a garland. They offer them flowers, some kind of aromas, some kind of food, or something to eat or drink, and they offer them with a lot of love and devotion. In the same way, knowledgeable souls, the loving children, offer Bap Dada their flowers of zeal and enthusiasm. In return for the love of the loving children, Bap Dada is garlanding those children with garlands of multi-million fold love, blessings, and powers. So, in return of the flowers offered by us children, filled with zeal and enthusiasm, in return, Bap Dada is garlanding us children with the garlands of multi-million fold love, blessings, and powers. Bap Dada is also seeing everyone dance in happiness. You're all flying by being double light and making plans for enabling others to fly. All of you children especially accept remembrance from the Father as the number one to receive remembrance personally by name. There are many names. However, all of you worthy of receiving remembrance number wise. All of you from Madhuban are powerful souls, are you not? You've played the parts of serving tirelessly and also parts of studying for yourselves. You became powerful in service and created for your many future births and also for the present. You didn't just create for the future, for the name of those from Madhuban is glorified even at the present time. So, you created for the present and accumulated for the future. All of you also took physical rest and you're now ready for the season. Baba says, don't fall ill in the season. So you also settle that account. Acha, all of those who have come have won a lottery. To come means to accumulate multi-million fold. In Madhuban, you receive refreshment of both soul and body. Acha, the Babdada is meeting Jagdish Bhai. To be an instrument playing a part with the Shaktis in service is a special part. The role that Jagdish Bhai played. You're born through service. You've been sustained by service and now constantly continue to move forward in service. According to the drama, You are the first Pandava to become an instrument at the beginning of service. Therefore, this is also a return for special cooperation. You constantly receive cooperation and will continue to do so. Every special soul has a speciality. Now, constantly use your speciality for a task, for through that speciality, you become a special soul. With this, every special soul having its own speciality, now constantly use your speciality for a task, for through that speciality, you become a special soul. You're going to the store of service. To go abroad means to go to the store of service. Together with the Shaktis, the Pandavas are also special, they also have special parts. You have always received a chance and will continue to do so. Fit everyone with speciality in the same way. Acha, now speaking to Mohini Ben, you, you have the special part of always being combined. You are with the Father in your heart and you have the blessing of having elevated company in the corporeal form. With this blessing, give everyone the experience of company. With your blessing, enable others to receive this blessing. Let everyone have the special experience of changing effort into love, of becoming liberated from effort and staying in love. This is why you are going. Souls abroad don't want to make effort, they are tired. Give such souls the easy experience of constant company, that is, of being absorbed in love. A chance of serving is a golden lottery. You are an easy effort maker who always wins the lottery. So when you are serving with a complete seva bhav and not from swarth, to serve, that itself is a golden lottery. And Baba's addressing that you are an easy effort maker who always wins the lottery. Tell everyone about the speciality of your experience of changing effort into love and make them embodiments of that. Baba's telling this to Mohini Ben. Tell everyone about the speciality of your experience of changing from effort into love and make them embodiments of that. The determined thought you have was very good. Constantly continue to revise that determined thought at Amrit Vela every morning. Acha, love and remembrance to those from Bombay. Messages should first of all be given to those from Bombay. Those from Bombay remain very busy. Let this message be given very much in advance to those who remain very busy. Otherwise, they would complain that they were so busy that you didn't even tell them. So, awaken them very well from now on. So, tell those from Bombay, constantly continue to use your speciality of birth for service. It's a reminder that constantly continue to use your speciality of birth, especially in this confluence age, for service. Through this, you will easily experience success. Each one of you has had a speciality from birth. Simply continue to use that speciality for a task at every moment. Bring your speciality onto the stage. Don't just keep it inside you, but bring it onto the stage. Acha, Om Shanti. Let's take a couple of moments to reflect on the learnings that Bab Dada has imparted to us through this Murli, and then come back ready to share. Okay, you can unmute yourself.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, Gijamin,
Okay,
Vijit.
go
Okay,
ahead.
yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, Om Shanti Vimeshwar. I was just thinking, see the four subjects, Gyan, Yog, Dharna, Seva. And today, Baba has spoken more about the service. And even when he spoke about service, he starts as a family, the father of knowledge, the mother of knowledge, and the children. It's just the story of these three. The story of these three, the sun, the moon, and the stars. And how cutely, I should say, like a fairy tale, he sounds and he says that the sun, and that is the mother, father, and the mother, they make the star as embodiment of success. So the story has been well said. The family motto also has been well said. But what are the children doing? What are the stars doing? Are they really spreading, radiating that sparkle they have received from the father and mother to all? What is their aim? What is their lakshya? And what is their lakshan? So over there, Baba says one word. Of course, Baba is only Baba has got that thing of speaking about one word, and especially if it's in Hindi. He says, if these stars only look at their family, that particular family, then it is Swat. But if suppose the sparkle they have received is for service or for serving others, and if they have no any other motive, then you can say it is success. I like this kind of the way Baptada has coined it over here, and then also how he has said what happens in the world if there is such a swat. But I just wanted a little more thing other than name, fame, or my center should be glorified, like my people around me should get success. What are the selfish motives do you think the stars will have? I was just trying to list. What are the selfish motive will we have in such a kind of service, in such a kind of knowledge, in such kind of aim? I couldn't really get in my head anything much. So that's why I just wanted to ask you, what are the selfish motive other than the name and all? Is there anything else which limits them from the unlimited? Om Shanti.
One of the perspectives would be that of recognition that I should be noticed while I'm doing the seva, or my name should be spelled out, or other souls should come to know that, okay, it is this person who has done this particular seva. Another motive could be not only about family, it's not only you saying going outside, but even when it comes to family, the recognition that you would want here, anything just beyond you as a soul, the moment you come into uh, Deha Abhiman, you come into the body consciousness and have any kind of an attachment to that would be conditional to your own peace and happiness, to your own satisfaction and fulfillment, which is completely pure. Any kind of halchal or movement in your stability is where Swarth would have come in. So, yeah, one, as I see, is the need for recognition. The second could be an agenda that I have done this service means I should get XYZ result. Or the third is some kind of an irsha, some kind of an envy, or some kind of uh, an emotion that you would foster within you if you are not given some kind of a seva and it is given to someone else. So these are the few things that I would see which would maybe set the ball rolling, uh, thinking about that what could come in the way of it being pure seva only and only from the perspective, from the context of contribution and not for getting anything in return. Like how we know so many souls around who are there in the Gyan, especially when we're talking about our spiritual family. But even outside that, there are so many souls that are doing work incognito. There is no recognition. There is no fame. We don't even know if we go to Madhuban and we see the kind of facilities the way we are taken care of. We don't even know the number of souls who all maybe have been instrumental in making that kind of a facility available to us, making us have that comfort. So the question is that is this service to please someone, or is it truly to just be in pure service? And as an outcome, Bap Dada may get pleased. It's not to please Bap Dada also, because that also would be an attachment. So you're just doing your service, and that's that. That is what I would think. If anyone else would like to
So,
throw light with some different
Vinesh, why?
perspective, yeah,
So, Vimesh, why can't I think I'm a proud child of my lovely mother and father? So maybe Baba is saying even that perspective is wrong. Think yourself as an instrument. Because otherwise I'm taking away the sun and moon's light from everyone. I felt I thought I should be a proud child because of this lovely mother and father. That's
yeah,
why
there
I
is,
asked the question. So I
yeah.
should be an instrument, you're saying.
So you can be a proud child. I There is nothing like you may feel happiness in doing the service and be proud of it. But if that proud converts into pride, having pride, that is where the game changes from seva to swat. Okay, so being proud, we are all proud of belonging to the Father, to be a part of this family. But when we have pride, and if there is some kind of an attachment, that is what would pull us down and take us away from that divinity. Yeah, that's my perspective. Anyone else would like to throw some light on this or have any other point? Yes, Vijay bhai.
Yeah. So, yeah, you rightly said, Meshbhai. So, just adding on, um, see, if you look at this world, everybody wants to be in the center of attraction, right? So, why? It is because when their name is mentioned, right, there is a feeling of pleasure inside. Okay, which is actually, we know it as body consciousness, because body consciousness will always try to reveal the self instead of revealing the service or Baba. So soul consciousness, where will take us to that niswarth, right? There is no selfish motive; it is for the service. So uh, then when there is a body consciousness and we have any selfish motives, then success or failure. Like we want to have success, so just to get success, we start doing unwanted things, right? Just for getting there. But at the same time, soul conscious stage will we don't really bother whether it is success or failure, right? So just a feeling of a contentment inside, because we don't really expect that sort of a appreciation from the people because of which we get contented or feeling of contentment inside. So because we are already beyond that stage, the soul consciousness will take the person beyond that stage. So they don't really expect this limited pleasure from others, where their name and um, the name is mainly used. And Baba rightly said that the sorrow, the upheaval, and all the problems that we see in this world is because of the self swath, right? Selfish motive. So even we can see in the family also there are many, and I think today nowadays this YouTube is also one of the way that people are trying to reveal the self and different channels and so on. So there um, so the difference we need to understand, I guess, it's whether it is body consciousness or the soul consciousness. So that was my perspective on that. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Vijay bhai. Like, we have been chosen to be a part of this family. Means Baba sees that qualities in us, and he is giving us this sustenance to cleanse ourselves and to come to our original form, that is of purity and divinity. So in this journey, as we are, like how Baba said, that when you start something, it may start with divinity, it may start with being completely out there, being of service, but somewhere Maya comes in and it hijacks us and takes us away from the whole purpose. And that is why we struggle in imparting or having peace and happiness available to people. So when people around us, the other souls around us, are not getting, of course, they have their own journey, but a reflection would be that am I being an embodiment of the learnings that the others would be inspired and say, yes, I would want to be like you. Like we see so many senior brothers and sisters, and we say, yes, we want to be like, we want to have this kind of poise, this kind of uh, an aura, or this kind of a presence. It's it's inspirational. Why? Because they are imbibing those values in them. So Baba is giving us the sustenance to reflect and introspect and work on ourselves so that we move from swarth to completely being free and being of service. Yes, anyone else?
Shanti, brother. Good morning. I
Good
like
morning,
this
Vinod.
last final statements of Baba saying us to use our speciality for the service of people, benefit of the world. So that actually kind of empowered me because at times, as you said, our qualities of like our voice and our own, or that sometimes confuses us if we do not take it from the point of speciality, and that too with the awareness that we are children of God and that the speciality is actually that of God as well. Like sometimes I do get perked up by the gentleness I carry sometimes and the politeness I do express, and I am probably taken granted for not being assertive. But then I find that having these qualities are essential to portray the deeper aspect of a human being, and that is embedded by the knowledge and the education that we carry. But the awareness is lost. That's why we ourselves start blaming our own uh, quality. But then Baba today empowers, telling that you are to use this quality for the benefit of the world. So I somehow felt that these are actually also the qualities of the Supreme, and it should be in the remembrance of one own self to go ahead doing the seva without a guilt. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Yeah, that's a nice perspective, Vinod. Thanks. Yes, Sridhar bhai, Vimala sister.
Uh, Vimeshwar, can I just add something?
Yes, yes, please.
I liked the three categories of tilak which Baba gave. We always know speak of the tilak, when he said Brahmins, it's the tilak of awareness, which every time at Amrit Vela we try to get deities, tilak of sovereignty. And the lovely one was the tilak of angels, where he said it's the perfect form, the equal form, and then they also get a crown decorated with jewels. I
Mm.
really like that. Those two paragraphs, and you were also reading it with some pauses, which made me really visualize something. And the garland, the best thing I like that garland is every time in Amrit Vela, you children, you all decorate Baba with your garlands of remembrance. I remember that song, Chunnu Chunnu ke Phoolon ki mala pehnata hoon Baba aapke liye. That time that song was famous in Madhuban. So that garland of remembrance, and so wonderfully that whole story when you read it out, how we garland, how deities garland, and then how Bapdada garlands. It was something, I don't know, that two paragraphs gave me a beautiful picture after all that swarth and all listening to that. I like these two pictures, especially that Yadon ki mala Baba aapke liye. It was a beautiful, intoxicating paragraph, those two paragraphs. Shan.
I can, I go back to the days when I used to have religious practices where I used to follow mantras and uh, doing certain uh, activities. And I used to look at my grandmother also, she would not move from that temple in the house till the time each and every idol is nicely cleaned. Uh, the seat on which they are seated, kept, is also cleaned. The clothes that are changed, and with the flowers, and no one was allowed to come over there till the time all of that is happening. To that extent, that intoxication for perfection, to have it all, uh, uh, to be just impeccable, and that satisfaction and fulfillment. I used to see the happiness that I used to see on her face at that time when she would do everything. Okay, now everything's perfect. Okay, now the prasadam is also kept over there, and what uh, the fragrances, the incense sticks, the attar, and everything is kept. And now shifting from the religious practices to spiritual practices, where we, through our remembrance and love, we garland our Father with shifting our thoughts to more and more elevated levels. And in return, we getting thoughts of love and spiritual roses. So it's a beautiful picture that I could visualize, where actually you are lost. You don't exist for yourself. And that is what pure seva would mean, that you just lost. You're not there. The moment you feel I am there means you've come back to body consciousness. So yeah, that was a good nudge, Girjavan. Really set
Same
me.
here. I think for you it was grandmother and for me it was father. I loved that Abhishek. But honestly,
Yeah,
we just used to wait for that RP, clapping our hands, just the sound to say hello, we are there, so that we get that prasadam nevedyam. Yeah,
yeah,
even I think that. But here, I don't know. Here it's something. See, there it is through the puja and all. Here directly I can go and garland Baba and Baba can go. It's something one to one. That's what I like. One to one I can do. I don't need anyone in between. I don't need to clothe him or anything. You can just go
yeah,
and throw yourself. That's what attracted me actually to this. Like I couldn't envision that I could be so close to God. I never, for there
yeah.
it was for me through rituals, through so many things, through bathing. For me, no, I can just sit there and say, hi, Baba, come, let's. This is the Samipta, this love is something different.
Yes, Girjavan, I can resonate with what you're saying. All right. Anyone else? Anything for you, Ami Ben, Raki Ben?
This last part of discussion that was happening with regards to rituals and the intoxication on the rituals, I could actually connect to the way puja that I used to do for Shivlingam. And while both of you were sharing, there was a point when even that pani ki dhara, the jal praha that we used to do on Shivlinga, if that has also been a mistake from my end, I would get disturbed internally. And after coming to Gyan, and therefore I always say that my journey is from fear to faith in Gyan. And this is what was resonating while both of you were speaking, that every ritual had its importance. But after coming and knowing the background and getting the knowledge, now the relationship is with the Supreme, the elevated energy, is the best friend, someone who you can connect anytime, every time, without having any iota of space whether I'll be heard or not. And that's something which touched me in this whole conversation. Another point in today's Murli where Baba mentions about doing selfless service is shifting that swath to sarvarth. Can I make myself completely lost, as you mentioned while in the conversation, that you're actually doing service when you are not there? And there are a few takeaways from today's Murli. Shanti.
Yeah, you cannot make yourself lost. But yeah, if I tell this in today's time out in the Lokik world, it will carry a different meaning. But in our in this context, actually we get lost. Like how we get into a sleep, we just get into a sleep, slip into a sleep. The same way we just get lost. We don't consciously say that okay. It just transits you from body consciousness to soul consciousness. And when you talked about ritual, one perspective that came to me was that there are so many rituals that are followed, but a ritual without an understanding is a mechanical process. But a ritual with purity, divinity, and purpose is what makes it spiritual. So, ritual in itself, it's a part of spirituality. So, spiritual, but when there is a purpose behind that, when there is a complete uh, context behind what you're doing, why you're doing, and it's being of service, then that ritual is spiritual. So that was a good nudge that I got. Yes, Gijaban, you want to say something?
I know you're going to ring the bell now because it's time, but my story would go on if I don't speak about that paragraph at the end about Jagdish Bhai. I know you need a full session to talk about him, but I like the cap which Baba gave him, that he was the first Pandav. I love that cap. He was called Ganesha, he was called so many things, but today I like that. I remember I used to be close to Anand Kishore Bhai when he was secretary to Nipair Bhai. And he said when they went for first time service in 51, 52 or something, I don't remember, in Japan, his name was given as Mr. Anand Kishore, Miss Prakash Mani, Miss Ratan Mohini. That's how they went when they for Japan, I remember. And so many stories of Jagdish Bhai, I think you don't have enough time. That's why before you ring the bell, I think that thing should not go unnoticed what he has given. And the lightness of Mohini Ben. I've seen Mohini Ben in Janmashtami, the way she becomes Radhe and the way her love and all, the way something, both these contrast, absolutely contrast. But I liked both their reference over here. I thought I should add it, otherwise it would go unnoticed in the movie. Om Shanti.
Yeah, it was thoughtful of you to share your thoughts and experiences, contributing to all of us. All right, let's take a couple of moments to collate all the learnings. Let's just take a deep breath, straighten ourselves more than physically, also mentally, soulfully. Let's breathe in freshness, purity. Let's breathe in being completely someone who is for selfless service, and breathe out all the toxins that would take us away from divinity. These learnings, this sustenance, is a blessing. It's our wealth. We cherish the blessing and we share our wealth with each and every soul around us, mainly through our thoughts. The thought of contributing peace and happiness to every soul. We take on garlanding with our remembrance and experience the happiness with being garlanded with love. I walk around liberated, that I'm God's chosen one. And I'm always protected. Every moment, I keep dropping my body consciousness and make space to be soul conscious. I'm not here for recognition. I'm here for contribution. And the Divine Fathers, my guide, to drive me, to steer me, to where all I can contribute, to who all I can contribute, and how I can contribute. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. See you all tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.